It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. All right, let's get into this episode. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of ICBTB podcast. Also known as It Can't Be That Bad podcast. This is a bad movie podcast for new listeners. Welcome to the show. We're here to defend bad movies.
Yeah, we got an old listener here with us in the studio.
Yes.
Right in front of us, breathing our air.
Very special guest.
Eating popcorn.
Another member of our improv team, Dragon Viper Cobra, because we're just collecting them all. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Madison Montoya in the studio.
I'm so excited. I'm trying not to nerd out too much. I can't believe that this is happening at school. It's chill. I'm like super calm and chill. It's whatever.
Yeah, you got it. You're so cool. You're super cool. You make me excited. The energy that you have just coming into here. You guys are hitting it off because all we're doing for the past 30 minutes is just talking about old school movies, which leads us into what we're about to talk about.
We've been talking about puppets for about 10 minutes. But
That's true. Yes, Jim Henson puppets and very obscure references to old movies.
And this movie isn't that old, although it is almost 30 years old now that I'm thinking about it.
In the 90s.
Dude, it's
Early
1993.
93.
Literally as old as us.
Yeah, as old as us.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's old. No, I wouldn't say that it's old, but I'm just saying it's as old as us.
But everyone's seen this movie. It is itself spawned a musical.
I have a confession.
What?
And
you've never seen it?
I've never seen this movie. So,
are you serious?
The past few days during work, I had to watch all of Sister Act 1 so that I could know the foundation.
Oh, bro, it's in the first 10.
No, you don't.
No,
yes, exactly.
It's in the first 5 minutes of this film and also has nothing to do with this film.
I don't care. I was able to really respect and understand the characters before jumping into this one. It made me like Dolores a little bit more because I know that this is her second time saving the world.
She's like, I got to do this again.
Yes.
Honestly, I think it's Kathy Najimy who's saving the world, honestly.
Which one is she?
Oh my God.
She's the one from Hocus Pocus.
Yes.
She the one with the
one that
The
always
one that's
smiles.
always
The funny,
smiling.
chuckly one.
Oh, that's her.
I don't know the crass, but the chubby one.
I love her.
Kathy Najimy.
She's always
Yes.
giggling. They say in this movie,
She frowned
She
twice.
frowned twice.
Oh.
Yes.
And even at that time, she's like,
She couldn't.
Yes.
She can't. Yeah.
who put her in charge of sex ed?
Oh my gosh.
the smartest person.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yes.
She says,
That is the person that I would want to be teaching me all the things if I was in that school.
especially if she's saying things like, I don't have to bite the donut to know it's sweet. And I'm like, touche.
That is the one class, and of course we're getting ahead of ourselves like always. But that is the one class that Whoopi Goldberg like looks in on and is just like, and like walks
That's
away
good.
with like a smile.
But I'm proud of them for actually having that class
Yes.
in
In a
that
Roman
school.
Catholic school,
Like,
they would not.
Really?
Yeah.
And it would be for the whole semester or the whole school year. They would just
That's
be
a whole
having
class is sex
Yeah.
ed.
Yeah.
Well, but they also teach you techniques and how to get the altar boys backstage and how to. Whoa, sorry.
Stop, dude.
My bad, my
Rated
bad.
PG movie.
My bad.
This is a Disney film.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
a Touchstone film.
is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that the same thing, basically?
Touchstone is owned by Disney, so
So,
yeah. But
technically.
Touchstone was the one where they're like, we can make kind of like a little more edgier films, and Disney was like, yeah, fucking go ahead and make
Yeah.
fucking Romeo and Juliet.
That's part of the nostalgia. It was seeing that blue circle extend into like the whole Touchstone logo. I'm like, oh my God, this seems like a VHS tape right now.
well, Touchstone only went out of business in 2017.
But I feel like I haven't seen much from them ever since the VHS days stopped.
I was just watching. I was just looking at their list of films, and actually, I was surprised at how many films more recently were Touchstone films. I feel like
Anything
maybe
notable?
they didn't have that same logo. I feel like they might have changed it. But because that one, the circle, is very VHS-y.
Before we get into it, what does this movie, like, does this have like a big meaning in your life? Like, was this something that you watched a bunch as a kid?
Yes, I love this movie. To be honest, I love a lot of movies, and being able to like try to choose what movie we were gonna watch was really challenging. Thank you for letting me.
Our
have...
text thread is kind of
my
insane.
gosh.
Just like 5 movies. And then I'm a bad texter. So like over time, she'll like recommend like 5 amazing films.
5 other ones. But like, oh, I guess he didn't like any of those. Here's a whole new group of movies.
Or you guys had already done them, like Hook.
Yeah, that was a
We've been
OG
doing
one
this
that
for
we've
almost
done.
3 years now. So
And
yeah.
then, have you guys done Goonies?
No, not
No,
yet.
is that rated badly?
I don't know. I just assumed because I heard
think-
Steven Spielberg doesn't actually like it.
No, he does hate it. And also, that ship that the whole thing is, they built that ship for the movie because they couldn't find one, and then they fucking destroyed it.
Stop. They should have kept that
it was
forever.
just yeah.
Yeah, well, they tried selling
tear
it. They
down the
tried.
set?
They tried giving it to
really?
like theme parks. They tried giving it to a city. Like at one point, they were just like, "Somebody take the ship," because like we worked really hard on it. We don't want it to go to waste, and nobody took it, and it all went. Also, the map. Sean Astin got to keep the map.
That's great.
And his mom threw it away because she thought it was trash.
Horrible. That's horrible. I don't know why you're telling me this. This is breaking my heart.
Okay, let's go back. Let's jump
into it.
Okay, so Sister Act 2.
Back in Habit.
Back in Habit. So I basically grew up watching this movie not realizing it was a sequel. I never processed.
Oh, you thought the 2 was in there for fun?
I just didn't pay attention.
Didn't even think about it.
I just didn't process it at all.
It's because it's so much better than the first.
It's great. And the
So
first one's
much better.
really good. Don't get me wrong.
The first one's okay.
I think it was really good.
You know what? I think we should watch it.
Turn it off. Turn the shit off.
Let's come back.
But I mean, I grew up in Oakland public schools. And so I could relate to being the students that were acting crazy and pushing boundaries. And like this takes place in San Francisco. And so rewatching it, I was just like, yeah, we were kind of those kids.
It was like that.
Yeah, I mean, I know at least 2 teachers that were that immigrated to the United States, became teachers, and then moved back to their home countries because of how horrific our behavior was.
That's awesome. I've only ever made one teacher quit halfway through the semester.
Yeah. So
It's like trophies.
We made Mr. Olsen give up.
I have this interesting thing where I most teachers kind of liked me growing up, and but I wasn't good at school. So I sort of looked like I was a nerd. I was very scrawny, and I had glasses, and I had braces, and my skin was rough in very unique ways.
It was like scaly. That's what it was.
It was a lot.
Much like a tortoise.
But I wasn't good at school, and then I would
Joined a
be
choir.
I would be put in all the quote unquote bad classes, which basically there was one class specifically that was like to help kids who weren't good at English, and there were English as second language learners, then all of the misbehaving kids, and then there was me. And so I was very much the token white girl in the class.
Okay.
Which is pretty messed up. But then the ghetto kids would start picking on the English second learner kids, and then I would start yelling back at them for messing with the English second learner kids, and then we would start cursing at each other, and then about 5 minutes into the cursing, then the teacher would turn to us and be like, okay, you guys, settle down.
She let you curse at each other first?
Yeah.
She's like, put the wands down, put your wands down.
300 whole seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For until they were just sort of like, or whatever. But I would only get in arguments with the boys. The girls didn't. The girls didn't
They're
really.
chilling.
Yeah, they were whatever. But then I started getting more respect from the girls in the class, and they started calling me cornbread because
Whoa.
because I looked white, but I was ghetto.
Damn, you got street cred.
I did. Sort
Madison
of.
Cornbread Montoya
So funny.
is the hardest, thuggiest name that I've ever heard.
Did you see that there was a Jennifer Love Hewitt in this film?
Yeah.
That's how early this movie was. She was slated in quotes.
I honestly didn't even know Love wasn't part of her name.
And she has like
Never
two
questioned. One of those
lines.
things where I never questioned it.
Yeah, I just assumed.
Yeah, her name's Jennifer Love Hewitt.
She was like, nah, this is going to be my alias.
That's the Ghost Whisperer.
Super
yeah, they're going to remember me.
They did.
They really did.
Yeah.
She did great for her 2 lines.
Yeah, no, Greg was definitely like, this is the movie that you should pick out of all the ones that you've.
It's fantastic.
He's like,
Good job, Greg.
because my girlfriend's in it. And I was like, I thought your girlfriend was Hillary Duff. And he was like, okay, before Hillary Duff. And I was like, okay. I was like, Hillary Duff's not
Well,
in
he has
this
a
movie.
good taste in women. I like both of these women
I was
too.
going to say, Christian, relax, man, relax.
Yeah. If you listen back to the last episode, we did a highly relevant where I talk about her new women's health photos, which is very female empowering and very nice to look at. So good for you, Hillary Duff. Anyway.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
You're saying female empowering, but you like it because she's naked and you see her
No,
butt.
but also if you look
It's not
at
like she's reading a book.
there was
to
an
like a
Instagram
child.
post that where it was just like, shot by women and Okay.
Yes,
Anyway.
no, I'm
All
all
for
about
it.
I am all
But
about
that's not
it.
why you like it.
Yeah, no, but all of that too, it helps me like it.
Oh, okay,
Other
okay.
than that, it would just be too crass.
If that wasn't there, you'd be like, I don't actually
No,
like
no.
these
If
pictures.
she is putting it out there, then she is putting it out there for people to appreciate
Yes.
it in whatever way that they feel the need
Thank
to
you.
appreciate it.
That's what I'm saying.
All
What is she wearing?
about exposure in whatever way you feel like exposing yourself.
Hell yeah. I like you, cornbread. All right, let's get into it.
I like how you're slowly turning into the ghetto kids in the back, as if that's
I'm
where you would be.
The furthest one away. I'd be Tyler. I am Tyler in this movie. Tyler's the guy that's like, actually, who is Diana Ross in The Supremes?
Okay, but
you know who Diana
I
Ross
know,
is.
but I'd be
But
the person.
you'd be the one that would like try to actually have the nice conversation with the teacher.
Yeah.
You're the one
Yeah.
who had no lines throughout the whole film, and then at the very end, right before, is like, I need to change my hair. And
Oh, yeah. Yes.
There were so many. I mean, there was the whole. All the students seemed to have like at least one
One line,
moment,
yeah.
which
Yeah.
was great.
It
was great.
Such a great like high school musical.
And it was diverse. There was one Filipino kid with impeccable hair. There was
Yeah.
an Asian girl whose only line was, so I think there's going to be an all-boy choir at this competition. And then the other two girls were like, we're in. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I love this movie.
Great quotes.
And so now that I'm a teacher, so before I could relate to the students, but now that I'm a teacher, I'm just like,
Now you're
oh
like
my
Whoopi.
God, the frustration of trying to get anything done or like fighting the system that's already in place is real. So yeah, I'm a preschool teacher. I love being a preschool teacher.
Love it.
I'm obsessed with it. It's I'm very proud of my shirt today.
Great shirt, too. Hop on YouTube to check it out.
Do the kids ever, like, at the beginning of the year have really tough backgrounds and hard families, and then by the end of the year, they're best friends and wearing colorful clothes?
Absolutely.
Doing
every time.
backflips on a stage in front of
That's the
thousands of
best
people.
part. Let's get into it, guys.
Okay, yes.
We watched Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. It is rated PG and was released in the year 1993. It has a runtime of 1 hour, 47 minutes, or, Christian, go.
1 hour and 47, is that what you said?
It's 107
7
minutes.
Sorry, I just wasn't.
That's what you said, Christian.
I wasn't
Absolutely.
paying attention.
No, you said it. You got it
You
right.
never pay attention
Absolutely.
when I
Thank you.
talk. It's like I'm just talking to a wall.
Sorry, we do this all the time. You never really surprise me with
It has a
guessing.
5.8 out of 10 on IMDb, a 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2 out of 5 on Common Sense Media.
Did you say 19%?
Yeah.
19%, 19%.
It is very low, as opposed to the first one. The first one has 74%
That's
on Rotten
backwards,
Tomatoes,
dude.
which is what
That's
everyone was saying.
backwards.
The
People,
disrespect.
people must have misunderstood the titles when they voted.
Yeah,
Yes.
They didn't understand what they were voting for. The Google users, though, has a number.
I'm gonna say 93% of Google users like it. What do you think? It has to be high. It has to be way higher than Rotten Tomatoes.
I'm going to say, because everything else was so low, I'm going to say like 60.
What did you say, Christian? You said 90,
93%.
and you say 60?
Say
It's 88%.
It's still very high. I would say
Okay.
still
It's
very
Okay.
high.
that one I think
That
is an
makes me better.
accurate is an
Okay.
accurate read. Maybe even 5.6 out of 10 on IMDb is not too bad of a read. Anyways,
It needs to be 100% in everything.
Every
Okay.
category.
perfect. It's flawless. It's actually kind of cringy at some points. Like, I'll be honest.
Maybe
Like-
Frank K. Frank
Yeah.
K is the only
Oh,
cringe.
Frank K.
Some of the stuff is really kind of like, ugh.
And some are out of pocket.
I can't wait to hear.
Frank K's legit racist.
Yeah, I think so too. And then other guy, the one that's really cemented in his roots, is like always is pissed off at
Toby.
Frank K.
That's his last name. I'm not.
Yes.
Synapses coming at you.
Right at you.
In this sequel, Las Vegas performer Dolores Van Cartier is surprised by a visit from her nun friends, including Sister Mary Patrick and Sister Mary Lazarus. There was a third one there that they're not
Yeah,
talking
there
about. That's
was.
kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
It appears Dolores is needed in her nun guise as Sister Mary Clarence to help teach music to teens at a troubled school in hopes of keeping the facility from closing at the hands of Mr. Crisp. Horrible name. A callous administrator. Can Dolores shape this rowdy kids into a real choir? It was directed by Bill Duke, who may not sound like a name that you know, but some of the other movies he directed were things like Bird on a Wire, Menace to Society. He also did Engagement. He did...
Stop. Menace to Society.
Yes, sir.
And
And
Sister Act 2?
not
Back
Sister
in
Act
the
1,
Habit.
but this one. And in fact, he did Menace to Society and Sister Act 2 in the same year.
stop. He's all over the place.
Yeah. He also directed American Gigolo.
With Richard Gere?
Yeah. Not
It's
the
like
one.
my mom's favorite movie.
I know, not the one with your favorite actor, Rob Schneider.
That's the one I was thinking.
Not
of.
Deuce Bigelow. Yeah.
Not the other one. But yes, that's the gentleman who directed it. It did have a budget because every film has to start with some money before it can make some money. Because you know what they say in Vegas, you got to pay to play. $38 million to get started in this pony boy. How much money did this movie make in 1993 dollars?
Well, 1992 is when the first Sister Act came out, and I think it was a raging success enough to like obviously make a sequel. And it's Whoopi Goldberg in her prime. I think it made money back. I'm gonna say $75 million.
$75 million.
What do you think, Mad Dog?
Mad Dog Biff Tanner.
Cornbread.
Yeah, all the hard things. I'm gonna say $60 million.
Okay.
I have no idea.
These are
picking a
just
number.
huge guesses.
Numbers are
That's-
exciting.
This movie made $125 million.
Thank goodness.
It has run in syndication on television for like 10, 15 years. It's now a musical on Broadway.
Yep.
And it's Whoopi Goldberg's best acting, right behind Ghost.
Was she in Ghost?
Yeah, she's
Yes!
the psychic, dude.
Oh yeah.
She's
I don't
the
know.
one who fucks Demi Moore because Patrick Swayze's a ghost.
I forgot. Okay, it's not every day
That's
that I'm
not-
watching Ghost.
Pretty sure that's
not what happens?
I'm pretty sure that's
I
not.
might have watched a different documentary.
To be fair, it's been a long time since I sort of watched it as a child. So yeah, yes, that is what happened.
I'm pretty sure
don't
Whoopi
know.
gets it. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure Whoopi gets it.
Let's not give him the satisfaction.
No, I'm pretty sure Whoopi gets it.
All right. I love how this movie starts off. So I just
But yeah, tell us about
yes.
Virgin Eyes. Tell us Virgin Eyes coming into this.
So I
'Cause-
immediately rolled off of the ending of Sister Act 1.
Right.
Which is like, so she's famous because the Pope got to watch her perform with all these nuns and she saved the convent. I was like, okay, what's next? And it shows she's on Time magazine. She's like all over the Inquirer. Like she's just famous.
She's incredibly famous.
Yes. And so Sister Act 2 opens up with Vegas Lights, which is great. And it's a callback to how Sister Act 1 opens up. But instead of Vegas, she was performing in Reno. Big difference.
Not that big.
And in Vegas, she is just a star. Everyone's watching her. She's a headliner. Her nun friends come, and they even get to hop on stage.
Oh, I loved the whole. I just could watch that scene over and over and over again, and like watch her objectify all the like beefy men and all of their little outfits, and her
Yes.
just sort of like almost grinding on them, but not quite grinding on them.
Yes.
And then she like spots them, and then there's the thing with them messing up the wires when she goes up, and she's like freaking
She
out.
almost died.
Oh, it's great. Yeah,
She actually hit the table, knocks over some drinks.
Almost Final Destination. Is like there's
Almost.
something could have gone wrong.
I do think it's kind of fucked up that she invites her nun friends up on stage to sing, and then they switch to a new song. It's like
Immediately.
they didn't give them a
she
chance at all.
She knows. She knows they have higher power connected.
guess.
They're together. She knows that they know that he knows that they all know. It's great. Yeah. I mean,
There's no practicing here. They are like ready to change the choreography immediately.
I mean, this is a 90s movie.
I mean, jumping to the end, they're straight up like, take off the robes, let's do backflips.
That's a line that I have a lot of problem with,
Okay.
and we'll wait till the
I'm
end.
sorry
because
that I pissed you
I'm
off.
very upset about that line.
Okay. To bring it back, I
Very upset.
am very happy because it's easy to think of the cliche where she becomes full of herself and she like forgets her friends from the first movie,
Right.
where she's like too good for them.
Sure.
But she was like, no, these are my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't need representation. Remember her
yeah,
manager,
the manager
Joey,
Oh.
I think is his name, was like,
And that's I who is that actor? Because he was definitely in a bunch of movies
Steve
too.
Buscemi.
no, stop.
Yes.
Wow, he looks
absolutely.
really good.
Yeah.
His eyes way different. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was before the
super
accident,
fat.
dude.
Oh my god.
You're fucked up.
Shut up, dude.
No, and she's also ready to hop in and help her friends at like the drop of a hat. They're like, we're at another school now,
Yeah.
and it's the same shit, different toilet. And she's like, well, I guess I gotta fucking whip these motherfuckers into shape.
Basically that with none of the words that you just said.
Oh, those are the words I heard.
There were some words.
There was one, she says, God damn it, which I guess should be the F word in this sense, right?
I feel like there should have been. I mean, they couldn't, but like true to life, there should have been more cussing in the classroom.
Just right.
Or just whenever the kids were like, I was just like, yeah. Kids were excited to be cursing. They were teenagers. They're like,
Also, I feel like she would be cussing too. She's like a Las Vegas showgirl. She sat in some glue. I'm sure her first.
Oh my God.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Or when she's trying to get the fuck up the hallway and then
she rolls back.
That was a stunt double.
This is too much action for Whoopi.
Whoopi Goldberg couldn't handle it.
Whoopi ain't sitting in glue, bro.
I mean, when she first comes into the classroom, it's honestly not terrible. What are they chanting? They're cold beans and
collard greens.
greens.
Oh, wait, but even
Cold
before that.
beans and collard greens.
Even before, okay, I'm gonna try not to go through every single scene because I literally could go through every single scene. I love this so much. But no, when the nuns are all excited to show her room, and they're like, "We've got something special," and she's like, "You guys, you didn't do anything crazy, did you?" Just like,
We did. We got your curtains.
like.
And it's like, it's just a bad part of San Francisco that she has a view of.
She just wants to say "fuck you" to their face so bad.
She's upset.
She's just like,
well, she had just come from her very lavish room in Vegas,
the penthouse suite.
Yeah.
Everything inside of the school was on a set, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everything was filmed on a soundstage.
I could believe that.
Yeah, it didn't. It all looked just a little too.
That wasn't a real church. I don't think so.
The outside, I think.
Yeah, of course. But I think even like later on, even the main classroom.
When the baseball came through the window, that's when I was like, "Oh, that didn't seem like it was coming from outside."
Oh, that's when it revealed to you
When they're like, "We should teach them soccer," and he's like, "We don't have the balls for
that."
Great 90s joke.
Well, yeah, it really is. This is the most 90s movie. It's like a mashup between Stand and Deliver and High School Musical, and then a little bit of like Jesus sprinkled in on top.
A little bit of
for good
Passion of the
measure.
Christ, yeah.
Yeah. Well, not quite Passion of the Christ. No.
That's what I'm saying, a little bit.
I was saying like Southern Baptist. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just a little sprinkle.
I have never seen a Catholic church get this down on some music.
All
Catholic church music is kind of like scary.
But that's why she came in and changed the game.
She rocked it.
That's the whole thing.
She did. She rocked it.
Thing.
Yeah, the Catholic Church could take a couple notes.
If you watch Sister Act 1, like the reason in my heart why I believe this is so much better than Sister Act 1 is the music.
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
Fucking Hill.
Lauryn Hill. Rita is just a gem. She is so sassy here, and she just but misunderstood.
And her mom?
Big.
Do you know who her mom is?
Who is that? I recognize her.
Her mom was the original. It was in the original Dreamgirls that brought Broadway back to life. So that's why it was so. And I'm forgetting her name, which is really problematic. But that's why it was so amazing that she was the mom saying like, "Music is dead. Music is nothing." And she's like, no, she and her cast specifically brought Broadway back to life with Dreamgirls.
I connect with this movie so much.
Cats didn't bring Broadway back.
Cats was so close, but Dreamgirls really hit it out.
Because Cats in the 90s was hot.
But Cats in 2020.
But Dreamgirls happened before.
Oh,
Cats.
okay, good.
Or at least to my. I don't know when Cats came out. To be
you know what? I'm sure there's somebody on Broadway right now screaming at us for not getting this right.
People, you can comment and subscribe and do all the things. So let us know which dates happened. But
I got it. I got it. The biggest musical, earliest on, was Hamilton.
I connect with this movie so much. To bring it back, because
which character do you think you would sing like?
I wish I could. I mean, the way that I do sing, I sing most like Maria, the one who was singing Love Boat. Yes! I do, because she's like a jazz lounge type singer, right?
I don't know Mary.
And she's great too. She's been in so many things too.
She was fantastic.
What's one of the things? Oh, I'm pretty sure she was one of the best friends in Legally Blonde.
Man, this is why we have you.
Everybody in that movie, everybody in this movie is in so many things, and you're just like, that person. Oh wait, who's that person? Who's that?
She looks like Brittany Murphy in Clueless.
She does. There is a very
a big resemblance.
Brittany Murphy, never forget.
Yeah,
I'll do that for Brittany Murphy.
What happened to Brittany Murphy?
I'm
very well versed. I know exactly what happened to her.
Yeah.
I watched a documentary on Hulu.
The fact that they all live in San Francisco, and so Rita's apartment, the reason why it's so hard for her mom to put food on the table is because you live in San Francisco.
Yeah, but
93 San Francisco.
Yeah. Oakland and San Francisco in the 90s, that was not. That was not the San Francisco we know of today.
Imagine if they still owned that property now. Millionaires.
Well, I think that's what gentrification does. Is
But they
kick them
didn't
out.
own it in the
they
first
were
place.
renting, bro.
Oh, they were
They're not
renting.
property owners.
They didn't, yeah,
But
that mom was
unfortunately-
doing hair in her
Yeah.
in her apartment after she got home from work.
And laundry.
Yes. She was. She was.
Did I make that up?
I don't remember the. I don't remember.
might have
I
made
mean,
that
think
up.
just hair.
I think
she was only
okay,
doing
never mind.
she might have,
So sorry.
had her own laundry that she needed.
Yeah,
to
that's what I thought you meant. I was like, maybe I missed her, like,
Yeah, I was like-
loading the washing machine.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
But I like to bring it back to like when we're first introduced to all the students. I thought it was very impressive for a movie like this to actually give personalities to so many people
Yeah.
without it feeling too spread thin.
Yeah, for an ensemble piece, they
Yeah.
do a good job of it. And you know what I thought was the best move that they did was when she's taking attendance and you're being introduced to all the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Like instead of it just being like cutting to a different scene or whatever, she's like, "Hey, we all here, right?" And they're like,
Yes.
"Yeah, we're here." And it's like, "Okay."
There has to have been some of the kids were just like, but I didn't get to introduce
The two kids with
myself."
sunglasses never got to introduce
Yeah,
themselves.
really cool
We
sunglasses.
don't know who they are.
The fashion here, even though they're all kind of in uniform still,
Yes.
Oh,
really
yeah.
good.
It's like they have strict rules at this school, but not
Not
really.
in terms of accessories,
I
right?
mean, I used to think that like if you had a dress code or like uniforms like that was so cool.
yeah.
That
people-
was
I-
so cool.
I think the grass is always greener sort of thing.
Yeah, depending.
'Cause I've known people who are in uniforms and they're like, "It sucks. I wish I was."
well, yeah, but they weren't. If people
They didn't
who
get to
are
do
in, yeah, you couldn't actually do that.
They weren't in a '90s television comedy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. I like Sketch. Sketch was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
Sketch has maybe one of the saddest backstories,
yeah, he's just working really hard at a grocery store.
Yeah.
and working really hard at his art.
Yes. And can rap.
And he needs to graduate because all of his family dropped out of high school, guys.
That's right, huh?
All of his family has dropped.
He was
out
like
of high school.
among the first people when Rita was trying to like rally up everyone
Mm-hmm.
to just leave the class because they didn't want to do shit. He was like, "Nah, I gotta pass this. I gotta do
Right.
this for my family."
Right.
And then, but Frank K, I don't care much for. What are your guys' thoughts on Frank K?
Frank K is rough.
What other
Yeah.
movie is Frank K in? I feel
Not
like
much. I'm pretty sure he didn't
I
get
don't
hired
know.
after this.
That, I don't
no,
know.
I do. That nose is very, very familiar.
He was. I mean, he was doing the best with what he had. But like, I mean, it was sort of. I feel like
What
it
is it?
had to have just been written by white people. I
That
assume.
his part.
I'm curious who wrote it, because there are certain things in this movie that, even though I love it, like it's just sort of like you're really trying to force something in.
Yeah.
Like we can't totally have like too many black men. Like, you know,
It was
like,
cheesy. We
you
have
know,
to
like
make this.
we have to balance it out a little bit, and he has to say a lot. Like, I think he said probably more than any of the other male students.
I think he
I
was
think
supposed
of
to be
any
the.
of the students.
yeah, potentially.
yeah.
Except for I mean, in the classroom, probably he spoke a lot in the classroom.
Yeah, he was disruptive.
Yeah, and yeah.
But
And
I
Lauryn
feel,
Hill gets kicked out. Come on.
she didn't get kicked out. She walked out, man.
She walked out.
Well, you
That's
know
all it
what?
was.
I do like that whole thing of like Lauryn Hill just being like, "I'm out of here," and then always being in the background, just being like,
Just kind of like I
know.
miss my friends. Which
But I feel like I did stupid stuff like that, or like I've seen teenagers do stupid
Totally.
stuff like that. Which is like, I'm leaving, guys.
Yeah.
But also it's like it's not like she
Leaving.
can't not hang out with her friends outside of school. Like when she's just staring out her window and seeing them hanging out by the newspaper
Well, we don't
box.
know what kind of restrictions her mom put on her,
and we just
which
don't know.
was stupid.
Vague.
Like, I feel like we all understand that if you are a part of an extracurricular activity, you can get into a better college because you did extracurriculars. So that always bothered me
Which is-
with the mom. I'm just like, what are you talking
No,
about? It looks
only,
good on the
like,
transcripts.
Good extracurriculars. You can't be doing this floozy stuff like choir or like helping the homeless or we don't want any of that
All
shit.
state competitions.
No, we don't want that shit. We want kids who like learned how to disassemble and reassemble an AK-47 in under 5 minutes.
Exactly.
That's what we're looking for here.
Jesus fucking
Especially
Christ.
if they're black in the 90s. We definitely
Jesus
want them to be
fucking-
connected to that kind of weaponry.
Anyway, Sister Act 2. I want to talk about Lauryn Hill real quick.
Yes.
I will forever defend her because, yeah, maybe
No one's attacking her.
she is just misunderstood. And she, we get to see this movie's great because it fleshes her out
Yes.
slowly. Obviously, there's
yeah.
something wrong with her when she's giving attitude. And we're like, okay, Whoopi and her are not getting along. And then we see that she's staring into the window of the new classroom that they're in.
The new old music room.
The new old music room. And the next scene is the most beautiful scene. She is singing that Sparrow song with the other girl. And she's playing piano. Lauryn Hill's playing piano. The other girl's killing it.
Oh, yeah.
And like I started to tear up here. I've never watched this movie, but I've seen clips of all the songs. Because they're fucking
That's the
famous.
movie.
Yeah.
But to watch it in context after you know these characters, and she's saying the other girl messes up, and Lauryn Hill's trying to comfort her, and the other girl's obviously trying to comfort her. She's saying like, "What's wrong, Rita?"
Oh, I thought you were saying come for her, and I was like, you think she was trying to come for her?
No.
Comfort.
You suck. I will get you now. I'm gonna go tell sister.
Comfort her.
That sounds better.
She. But I got emotional here because very similar to Rita's mom, my parents growing up in a Filipino household, they supported my passion, but it was always like, get yourself a stable job.
Right.
Singing comes second. And you see the pain in her eyes when she says, like, my mom says that singing is just a dead end. And, the other girl, I think her name is Gina, tries to say like, hey, just sing with me. And then it's the first time you hear Lauryn Hill's voice in this movie. And they harmonize. And her runs already. And Lauryn Hill's only 17 or 18 around this time. And she is fantastic. Her runs are impeccable. Her soul. This is so much better than Sister Act 1 because it is incorporating gospel. Like some actual really good gospel. And shit, we haven't even gone to Oh Happy Day. We haven't gone to that at all.
But that's the first chills.
Yes.
I mean, I just rewatched it, and I hadn't seen it in a few years, but like rewatching it, I was just like, oh god,
so good. It is. They're online on YouTube. They have a full version of that Sparrow song with Lauryn Hill and the girl.
Oh.
Yeah, just fully produced. So I mean, like, recommendation.
that.
The soundtrack of this movie was a big deal, man. Everyone wanted
I
it.
bet.
Yeah, people like to listen to this shit.
Yeah.
Flip that tape and get to the B-sides, you know what I mean?
God, dude.
Even the backsides raps.
What? The backsides of raps?
Yeah, it's all.
The only
Do you
rap
actually have it?
No, not anymore.
You used to have a Sister Act 2 record?
No, we had it on cassette.
Oh, on cassette.
Really?
Yeah. Me and my brother used to have a bunch of shit on cassette. We also used to have a bunch of those like white and red cassettes that were all like throwback songs.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
familiar.
I mean, I had cassettes. I didn't have that cassette.
Yeah.
we also had Thriller and Off the Wall in cassette.
Stop. That's cool.
Yeah, we were big
man.
Michael Jackson fans before.
Yeah.
And then even more so after.
Yeah, that's. I'm gonna.
After he brought back the Jackson
Yeah,
5.
There you go.
He brought them all back together.
Do you guys have a favorite, like,
Jennifer
character?
Love Hewitt.
That's
Sorry.
it? The only line she says is like, but what are we going to wear?
No, honestly, my favorite character is Kathy Najimy.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
She's so good in everything she does.
She's hilarious. She's the best.
Did you see what was it? Step Up 2 or 3?
No, is she
She's
that?
She's Moose's mom. I don't know if
Moose. Isn't that Channing Tatum?
No.
I don't think he would do the sequel or the sequel
He's in the
after
first one.
that.
He's in the first one, and he like makes an appearance in like one or two. But I think it's like the third one, and she's one of the dancers' moms.
And she's great in that too.
And she's just a cheesy mom that's dropping her son off at college, and he's just like, oh, mom.
Is Step Up 3 the one that was in 3D?
Stop.
I think so.
There's
Yeah.
people
stepping in my face?
Step Up
3D. And I'm also pretty sure all of the Step Up films were Touchstone films.
Hey,
Were they?
I'm almost 100% positive.
I was working at a movie theater, I think, when Step Up 3 came out. Yeah.
So you got to see it for free.
Yes, I saw.
She was
I
forced
got
to see it.
Yeah, I got to clean up. I mean, I'm a dancer. I love dancing, so I was like all about it.
Hell yeah.
But then I was in Paris when Step Up 4 was coming out.
There's a fourth one?
There's
a lot of
so
them.
many. There's so many. But
How many times can they step up?
translated.
Havana Nights. There's
Have you seen Stairs?
There's
a lot of stuff.
They're everywhere. You're right. You're right.
Okay,
My fault.
don't just
I'm
try
stupid.
Don't just try to limit Stairs.
I'm just a dumb boy. Keep going.
Okay. But no, I was in Paris when it was coming out, and for some reason, so I guess the phrase "step up" doesn't mean anything if you translate it to French.
Step Up to what?
But they also didn't like have any of the posters in French either. So on all the posters with like these poses of all these dancers doing whatever, it says Sexy Dance 4. That's what Step Up is called.
We need that
Sexy
poster.
Dance
We
4.
need that poster
Yes.
in
I
the
need that
studio.
poster. I need that poster.
It was probably, I mean, there were also lots of nice things about Paris, but that's the thing that stood out.
Yeah, did you see the Eiffel Tower or have any bread or go to the Louvre? Did you see?
Yeah, I did all of those things.
But none of it compared
None
to
of it compared to
Sexy Dance
Sexy
4.
Dance 4. Sexy Dance 4. Huh?
Wait, to bring it back, do you
Yes.
have a favorite character from here?
And why is it Kathy and Jimmy?
I mean, to be honest, it's usually who is ever on the screen at the moment.
I love that.
I mean, it's just so
Solid
good.
answer.
Like, Whoopi is so good at it, and I always forget that she can sing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh,
And even then-
Lauryn Hill, and then when her mom comes up, I'm just like, I hate you. You're so wonderful. You're so good at this. I hate you. Oh. And then Kath, I can never say her last name. Kath.
Jimmy?
Yeah, Najimy. Mm-hmm. Kathy Najimy is obviously wonderful, and I also just always want it to be like
A witch?
in the witches.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
To be fair, I did want to be like the cute, sexy one, Sarah Jessica Parker. But
I also like Father Thomas.
okay, wait, which one was Father Thomas? Was
He's
he the one with the mustache?
No, he's the one with the glasses.
He's the crazy one that's always talking about new math.
I love the one with the mustache.
No, new math is Mustache Man.
Oh, I'm kidding.
Father
Yes.
Thomas is the Latin teacher.
Ah.
He's just so cranky and angry.
And when they get Mr. Crisp, when they finally lock him in that closet, whatever,
Yes.
he's like, God forgive us for we know exactly what we do.
And they use a stale piece of
I was
bread.
like, no, that's
It's
salami.
not-
That's
Oh, was
salami.
it salami?
Oh, it was salami. Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
big
because that guy
old
only
thing.
knows how to make like
Italian
sausages.
sausage.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Well,
So maybe-
bratwurst, German sausage.
Yeah.
German, sorry. Yeah. Sorry,
Oh,
first time
so
watching
good.
this movie.
It's okay. But I just love
Forgiveness.
that idea of we know exactly what we do instead of we know not what we do.
Yes,
It's just
I
like-
love it.
So good.
Yeah,
I
so
wonder if
good.
anything was improvised or if it was all scripted.
I could imagine maybe a few punchlines, but for the most part, I think it was pretty
Yeah.
scripted, right? All the jokes were very like on the nose about
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Catholic Church.
Set
And all
up.
that
I know
stuff.
what was not scripted was Whoopi Goldberg looking directly into the camera like 3 times.
I didn't notice
Oh
that.
yeah, there's a couple of times where she just like stares right into the camera, and then oh Happy Day does it once too, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening in this movie?
Performing to the audience, man.
That's not how movies work.
Well, at the very end, there's 2 kids that break the 4th wall. They say,
Oh, yes.
Vegas.
Yes, they look dead into
Vegas.
it. Yes,
I was just
they
like,
do.
okay, you broke the 4th wall to say
Yes.
that.
Non,
You know-
non-Brittany Murphy and the other one.
Yeah. Maria.
they're not the first people to break the 4th wall, is what I'm telling you.
It happens all throughout.
This whole movie is like Deadpool.
I will say, nice. I will say this it's in the nicest way possible, but
Uh-oh.
Whoopi Goldberg is the worst singer in this. Not that she's a
Yes.
bad singer,
Yes.
but in
I will take
comparison
that.
to, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
we
for sure,
see the
for
kids
sure.
sing "Oh Happy Day," and I love that because he starts off so so shy, and I know how that is.
And like the building of it before like when she's talking about like how if you want to be like the leaders that you talk about all the time, then
Yes.
you need to emulate them and you need to have a voice.
Yeah, I think his biggest hero is Shaka Zulu,
Yes.
which is like that's a cool leader.
And then someone
yeah.
else was like, "Yeah, I love Shaka Khan."
Yeah.
That was what's his name? The
Frank
white guy.
K?
Yeah, Frank K.
Fucking Frank
Of
K,
course, Frank
dude.
K is the one who says
Yeah.
that shit. Frank K is also the one who's like, haha, Jews in the back, and everyone's like, Frank K. Whoa, dude.
Well,
Whoa.
I didn't hear that.
Oh, that was a cutscene.
That's just Alejandro's mind.
Okay. Whew. I forgot where I was. Sorry, guys.
I think his name is Amal, right? Amal? The
Amal.
guy that sings "Oh Happy Day."
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
His
Yeah.
real name is something Toby. Randy
Right?
Toby, Ruby Toby.
I remember in the first scene he was getting mad at Frank K for saying, "First you steal everything from our people."
Yeah,
First
jazz.
then
rock
it was
and
like
roll.
rock and roll, and now like rap. And then Frank K, being the douche he was just like, "Well, if you don't shut up about to steal your girl," and they're about to get in a fight.
Honestly, not a bad comeback to that because he doesn't really have a leg to stand on.
That's kind of true.
Because Homeboy's right. And he does, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
But great comeback
Yes.
in my mind. I like Frank K.
He's
Sorry.
good. He's good to not like. You like not liking. Yeah. There's
Frank
sort of,
K is what I wanted to be in high school.
I think you were kind of Frank K in high
hey.
school already.
Oh, hey,
dude. You know how
Dude.
great it would be if every time someone said my name, people started to dance?
I would not want to be anywhere around you. I'd be like, I need peace and quiet then.
Hey.
You're like, fuck, Alex
My
is
name's
here.
Alejandro. Hey.
Too many syllables.
Okay, that's what's gonna happen now. That's
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
wait to go back
Yeah.
to school.
We're gonna do that. Yeah. No, it's just gonna be me.
Did you catch the cameo from Wedding Singer?
Who?
What?
Yeah.
You did?
Well, she was also in the first one.
Yes,
she was
she
a
is.
nun throughout.
Yes.
Who?
There's the old lady that was in Adam Sandler's Wedding Singer. The one who gives the meatballs.
yes.
She's in that.
She's the one who does
Okay.
like she does like that one line about like the devil or something like that. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yes.
oh, that's because she's the devil. Yeah, she's like, yeah.
Yeah, I love Sister Alma too, the pianist with the
Oh,
hearing aid.
yes, with the hearing aid. Okay,
Turn your box on.
one thing I can't believe we've gone this far without mentioning her,
Maggie
Dame
Smith.
Maggie Smith.
Wait, who's that one?
What?
Professor McGonagall.
Oh, duh, yeah, Maggie Smith.
Dame.
Sorry, of course.
Dame Maggie Smith, the goddess, the legend, the love. I
She
love
wasn't
her.
in this one enough.
Yes, but
She's
she
all
just
throughout
sort of-
the first one.
Well,
just
she's
love
the
her
big
so much.
baddie in the first one.
Yeah, she's the antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now she's here. She's super proud, and
met-
she's trying
yeah.
to keep the school open.
She understands how it works. She understands how it works.
She masterminded this whole plan
Yeah.
and just kind of like did it from afar, like Dr. Doom.
Oh, she was great in this. She was like, well, you know, it's not like you owe us anything.
Well, and then she is great, and she masterminds all of this. And then I will say the point after Whoopi gets glued to the chair, and all the nuns come to her room, and she's like, honestly,
yes.
you can leave whenever you want.
We
like
understand.
I was like, you know what? She does get it.
She
Reverse
gets it.
psychology.
No,
man.
no, that's not what it was, Christian.
No, because she's not a manipulative person
Yeah,
like that.
I'm not going to
She's just
try and
like-
keep you here under
like,
your.
I told you what we're looking for, what we need, how the help.
you're right.
We trust. I trust
Yeah.
your process now.
But you're
like-
right, a little bit of reverse psychology, knowing that Whoopi would be like, I gotta set these
I can
kids
do it.
straight now.
Whoopi's
hands on
decided
the
to
hip,
come
Whoopi.
back when she heard the
School's
father
closing.
talking and
Yes.
like it was gonna close down.
You know,
Mr. Crisp.
a lot
Yeah.
of kids born after the 90s will never understand that whenever you have a very important conversation, you need to keep the door open.
Just a little crack.
Just a crack.
Just in
a little
case
crack.
someone hears it
Yeah.
and knows that they could probably fix
Nowadays,
your problem.
everybody's closing the doors,
You know
locking
why?
their texts.
You know why? Is because they put a ban on cracks when low rise got too low, and now now all the pants are high waist.
It's Jennifer Love
and
Hewitt's
so
fault.
close. Yep. So the doors closed, no crack.
We
Ban
went
on
from
crack.
Jennifer Love Hewitt to Taylor Swift with her pants over her belly button like fucking Carl from Up.
Yeah, no more cracks. No more cracks.
No,
Exactly.
more cracks.
We want cracks
Bring
come
crack
back.
back.
Being
Bring
crack back.
I will not chant that.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
Well, I have a tough time with our wing in Inglewood, but I'm getting it good everywhere else.
Favorite scene?
Oh, the final competition.
Definitely. Well,
I mean,
The final song is so fucking good. I
Yeah.
was in such a shitty bad mood. I had to take the gun out of my mouth when that song started, and it was great. It saved my fucking life.
well, then there you go.
Yeah.
yeah,
Blessed be the Savior or something.
it worked.
Hail
yeah.
Satan.
Joyful is what they sang, right?
Joyful, joyful Lord, we
And-
adore thee.
I will not be singing at all in this podcast.
You already are.
That kind of was.
No, that was
So
not.
this all-state competition
What about it?
has some really, really good choirs
Yes.
and two really bad choirs.
Well, you know, you could. That's realistic.
Is it all
Yeah.
the way at the
Yeah.
all-state competition
Well,
level?
for someone like okay,
Oh,
Yeah, if you're
I
in
used
a
to do
region.
collegiate acapella, and so I was able to
Humble
connect with
brag.
this a lot. And the competitions were exactly like that. You would watch other groups, and you would be like, "Wow, they're really good. Oh shit, they're singing the same song as us, and they're
that
doing
seems-
it better."
That seems like the worst thing that could
From
happen.
the wings too.
Yeah.
And then there's also groups where they're just like, "Oh, they're not a threat. They're not a threat." Because that's how it works, you
Yeah.
know. You can make it to all state
you
if
can
your
hear
regional
it.
sucked, right?
Yeah, you can hear it. You know, you understand music enough to understand like where you are in the pecking category
But it made
to
me
a degree.
it made
You
me
down.
very emotional to see the build up to it because like it's cliche. Yes, all these kids were just very rowdy. Didn't think they had opportunity and they thought it was a bird class, right?
I mean, and they started like working for the competition in 3 weeks. I was
Yeah.
like, 3 weeks? You
Wait, no.
only have 3 weeks?
it was 6 weeks actually.
Yeah, 3 weeks is School of Rock.
I'm pretty sure it was 6, right? I mean, the first time I watched it, I could be wrong.
I mean, I
It's not enough
watched it on
time.
Tuesday. I watched it on Tuesday night, and I remember being like, I remember 3 weeks standing out.
Whether it's 6 or 3, that's not nearly enough time for the amount of effort that they're putting in there, because that school rep forum from Orange County has been singing that song all year.
Yes.
All year they've been singing
Their
that
whole
song.
lives, they've been practicing that
Only song they know.
That's the only song. That's the song that won them the last 3 years. Like,
They do the same thing every time,
Yeah.
and that's why the judge is like, well, we know how this is going to go.
Right.
Well, you know what surprises me is that Rita was so close to not coming to the competition.
And she had such a big role.
Who was going to do her solo?
Oh, Homeboy.
Homeboy or Gina too?
Yeah, or Gina.
Oh, Gina could have hit those
Gina
notes.
could have done it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's a little lower. Yeah.
All I wanted, I've seen this film a million times. There's only one change that I would make.
Okay.
When the kids come out in normal clothes doing backflips and shit like that, I just wanted one thing of Lauryn Hill being like, wait, what?
Oh, because
Like
she never got
she
the memo.
she wasn't on stage when they get the message to take your robes off.
You're right.
That's true.
Her
But
and
she left and then came back.
But how would she know?
She saw that. If
She's
she
like,
left,
oh, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
But also, the interpreter does have that one shot of being like, what? Like,
Nice.
she's like kind of confused about the backflips, but then immediately rips off her robes. Also, like I said earlier, I have a big problem with the line of, your teacher says take off your robes.
Why? What's your problem?
Because what if one of them was like, oh, I'm not wearing anything under my robes.
No, I'm just wearing underwear.
That's not.
I
don't
changed.
think that would be a. I don't think.
I don't think church robes work like that though.
I
They're
think,
church robes.
I think being on stage under those lights, it's going to be very hot. I'm not wearing a full costume underneath a costume.
But I also think these are a bunch of insecure high schoolers. They're just like, I'm not changing in front of other people.
Okay,
I just want one kid in underwear.
Speaking of insecure teenagers, I feel like I would be the one kid that wore like a not cute outfit, thinking that it
'Cause you're
wasn't gonna.
expecting-
Yeah, because I was like, no, I'm gonna be in my sweatpants or what, like, and a tank top or something, and not plan.
I'm wearing
and
my normal school uniform.
Oh,
under
that
this.
would be.
This is my normal
I
school
would
uniform
feel
under
so
this.
sad.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg should have prefaced more.
Also, Piano Man suddenly got the message too. Piano Man is the most talented out of all of them.
Oh, he was hitting A over and
so
over.
funny.
I believe that's Shawn Michaels, the wrestler,
Looked like Shawn
Yes,
Michaels.
absolutely.
with the jeans and everything. That's Shawn Michaels.
Did we feel like Whoopi was? I mean, I know
She
she
was totally
being,
hitting on him.
Right, I was like, is that like playful,
I didn't
appropriate?
see
Oh
that.
yes, when she was like, "Ooh, that's very nice." Like,
He's so,
Did she
he's so
say
talented.
that?
He's so multi-talented,
he's so
isn't he?
multi-talented.
I thought she was just making fun of like I called you up here to hit
I
one
wasn't
note.
sure, but I'm like,
That was
he
improv.
It was, yeah. I feel like it was a little.
I think
it
Whoopi's
could've-
just flirty.
right?
Yeah, Whoopi
But
Goldberg
with
is.
with a
But Sister
underage
Mary
person.
Clarence isn't.
I mean, I know Sister Mary Clarence is super flirty. I think.
Like that
Out
nun's
of-
risque.
I feel
Dolores
like
is.
out of-
Dolores is.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Dolores, I think, is very sassy. Just a sassy person and is trying to convince.
I do also feel like that scene was like the first scene they filmed when they're just like, you know what's going to really break the ice if all of them just have kind of like a fun powwow. And that's how they kind of did it.
And then everyone got along after
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
What? Wait, which part?
That scene where she's like, hit the A, hit the
Yeah.
G. That was the first thing that they filmed because they
Oh.
wanted to get good camaraderie.
Yeah, what was the song they said? Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man,
I'm so
I was like,
impressed.
what if Mary didn't have a little lamb? Or what
What
if
if Mary
she
had
said,
a dog?
What if Mary had
What if Mary had a cat?
or a little brother named Bart?
A bald little brother named Bart is what it
I
was.
also like the rap version of it. Yo,
Oh, yeah.
Mary had a little lamb.
This is white as snow.
It's fleece. And then they're
That's
like, oh,
right.
oh,
It was Sketch and Frank K rapping it. They'd practiced this before, obviously.
They practice
So-
these raps all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do Little Miss Muffet this time. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Just in case, like, Miss Teacher calls on us next time.
I had the craziest dream last night, Frank A.
What?
We get this crazy teacher and she's going to have us rap.
Sketch, you crazy.
No, I'm telling you, we should practice just in case.
All right. Mary had a little lamb.
Please was white as snow.
Nah, dude, his feet.
Oh, damn it, bro.
Anyway.
This was the most non-California school that I've ever seen in my life.
What do you mean?
I don't know. This seemed like this should have been in maybe New York.
No, this seemed like a beat down school
It seemed like San Francisco
from
to me.
San Francisco.
Not enough Asians.
Yes, sure.
Even
There's
back
like,
then. Even back then.
it depends on the location
What
You're
part?
right.
Yeah.
of San Francisco.
This
yeah.
is the best blended neighborhood in San Francisco.
well, there was, like I said, a Filipino guy with really nice hair and an Asian girl.
They had at
There
least
were
one
a
of
few-
everything.
Yeah, there were a few
Yeah.
different.
They're like-
It was diverse. And then I was saying this to you before the podcast. And I cannot remember how to pronounce it.
Kathy?
Kathy and Jimmy?
No, not
Oh.
Kathy and Jimmy. The this passes the what test?
Oh, the Bechdel test.
The Bechdel test.
Yes, it does.
It passes it over and over and over again. So the Bechdel test is basically a way to see if this is not a sexist movie.
It kind of.
It's so you have two women in a scene where it's only women and see if they don't talk about a man. And very few movies actually pass this test. In the whole movie, there's sometimes one.
Yeah, Thelma and Louise doesn't even pass.
And the fact that this movie had several in the early 90s is like historic. It's crazy. It's so exciting, and it's another reason to love this movie. And there's no romance.
There's zero romance.
There's no romance. This is literally just like, no, these are just people living their lives, and it doesn't have to do with a dick. Like, imagine that.
Yes.
What?
Because the first one kind of did. The first one, she was running
Yes.
away from her shitty boyfriend that was a crime lord,
Yes.
right?
Like beating her too.
He was
wasn't
gonna. Well, he was gonna kill her
he was gonna
because
kill her.
Yeah.
because she saw something, and that's why she needed to.
She
go into
saw him
hiding.
And witnessed
Get-
a murder.
Exactly
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
Exactly. And you know
I
who
need
the
to
guy
read
was
it.
played by, right?
Who?
I haven't seen the first one in a long time.
It
Who
was
it?
from
God.
Quentin Tarantino. What's his name?
From
George
Quentin
Clooney,
Tarantino.
He was also
Tim
in.
Roth?
He was the pimp from
Harvey Keitel.
Harvey Keitel. Yes.
He's the pimp from
That's
Taxi.
That's the
Taxi
name
driver.
that I know, and I can't picture.
He's
Sorry.
he's
We'll put his
in a lot
picture
of
up right
Quentin
here.
Tarantino films.
I either super know an actor or I have no idea what that person looks
Well,
like.
you super know this actor. It's
Yeah.
just you
But
just
I-
can't think of
right,
him right now.
right.
When you
So-
rewatch this, you'll see his face.
That movie doesn't pass the Bechdel test, but
Yeah.
this movie
But
for
this one,
sure does.
yeah. Ugh.
No romance between any of the kids,
No.
which I love.
Yeah.
Although
They just
Sketch did
live.
have his arm around a girl at one point in the bus.
I just think the bus it was just small.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
mean,
big guy.
Yeah, you can do a little flirting on the bus.
just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's it. You don't talk
Especially-
about it.
Oh man. And okay. Speaking of the bus, how the fact that all the kids, Rita's mom, the what do we call the Catholic men in the movie?
Brother?
The fathers.
They're fathers
I think
and
those
brothers?
are those are fathers. Yeah.
The fathers, all of them were like the kids were planning to go down to LA from San Francisco
Yeah.
to Hollywood.
Yeah.
And then the other people just were like, no, we're getting in a car now and we're just going to drive all the way to LA because nobody outside of California understands
next to each other.
the scope of California and how, this is a 6-hour impromptu
long
drive that
drive.
we've just decided that we need to take instead of making a phone call.
Well, the fathers that were driving did not have the guy that was
He
driving.
doesn't have a license?
No license, about to die, about
Yeah.
to kill the rest of them in there.
Oh, yeah. And he's yelling at the other people for being shit drivers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then I love the guy that that was one of my favorite. The father that's got the mustache.
Father Ignatius.
Ignatius.
The
Yeah.
guy about the
They
new
need
math.
to give him about 4 doses of Adderall and just calm him way down.
He's
No, thank you.
hyper.
I am super on that hyper train. Love it. And did you recognize him?
He's from somewhere I don't know where.
Okay, it took me a moment. Do you know
No, tell me.
Green Mile? He's the
What?
one with the little mouth.
What?
Stuart Little.
What a crazy difference in roles.
I like Father
I
Ignatius.
mean, I feel like he stole my heart in that movie, and then I can't not look at him. In
This movie.
He's also in Jurassic Park 3.
Is he?
Yeah, he's one of the pilots. That's what I recognize him
Okay.
from. I just figured it out. He's the pilot that gets eaten with the cell phone in his. Remember? The one
yeah.
that's
Why are you
Father
saying it
Ignatius.
like that? Like everybody gets eaten. In this
no,
movie,
but I
is what
don't
you
want
mean?
him to die.
Okay.
I like him.
I just kind of assumed that
He was also in Waterworld.
Let's talk about that last final scene. It gets crazy, right?
I do have to be honest. I did turn off this movie right before the awards because I wasn't sure if they won or not, and I'm kind of a little too delicate to not see them win.
That's fair.
So did they win?
They won.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Did they?
Except the moment
That's
right
funny, I
before.
forgot.
Usually, so the way they did it was like in third place, in second place, and in first place. And usually there's like a.
I'm pretty sure they said second runner up.
Yes.
First runner up. So.
And then first place, and then like the winners on top of everybody else. It's a weird. I remember they break it down in a really weird way, don't they?
It's really so usually like when you announce the winner of a competition, there's like, especially in a movie, there's like a huge pregnant pause. So to build the
Yes.
anticipation, no pause here. They just went straight into.
Well, because the only like major competitors had already won second place. So it was like, duh.
Pretty obvious.
If I remember correctly, weren't the kids still nervous though that they may not
course.
get it?
Of course, you never know it until you
They're the
don't
only
ever
ones left.
expect it.
They're the only ones left.
I think there's still.
Yes, those were
Right?
the only
It was-
people in the
It
competition.
was them and the black on black.
I'm pretty sure there were
choir.
more groups
We
that
just
we
didn't see
didn't
them.
get to see.
And also, this was the all-state music competition, so there was bands there.
It
there
wasn't
was
a choir. That's right.
there was
Just music in general.
There was people, bongo drums. There was a guy there with just a flute. You know what I
They
mean?
only showed us choirs.
It is
Wow.
the music
That
competition.
is messed up
Yeah.
that they just segregated it and like excluded it out of the movie.
Instrumentalists.
It must have
Yeah.
happened though, because we
Vocalists.
see a guy with a sousaphone walking down the stairs in the background.
Do we?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
a
we do.
sousaphone. I know what that is.
Yeah, Christian lived as a sousaphone
Literally
for 6
played
years.
the sousaphone. It's a tuba that you wear for marching.
Oh.
Big tuba.
I didn't know what those were called. I just
Yeah.
called them a tube.
You could call it a tuba. Less
tuba.
syllables. That's
yeah.
completely
What's
fine.
it? Wait, what's it actually called?
A
Sousaphone.
sousaphone.
Sousaphone. That sounds too much like a kazoo.
It's
like
extra,
I just imagine
very
like
far
a,
away from
Yeah,
kazoo.
no, it doesn't actually.
But
just,
I mean, yeah, just the sound of the word.
Kazoozaphone? Is that what you're thinking?
I don't know. It just sort of seems like
Are
a
you thinking
little
of Call
light
of Cthulhu?
plasticky.
No.
No,
I'm
no,
worried
they're-
that that's a problematic.
Oh. It's just a game.
Do you guys have a best person on set award?
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
It's. I mean,
Has
it's
to be.
not even a question, right? I mean,
When she starts singing "Joyful, Joyful," her solo, like watching that on YouTube, just even her acting.
watching it on YouTube.
Well,
Did
because
you
I
guys
told
not
you.
watch it on Disney Plus?
That's
did.
where I watched it.
Oh, okay.
Well, like I said before, I
Oh, right.
prefaced.
Oh,
Only seen clips,
That's
so
right,
that's
okay.
why I watched it on
Sorry.
YouTube.
forgive us.
And her character is just so relatable, particular to me, being someone that that sings and feels like in ways that I've been stopped in my journey as a vocalist because it's not a formidable profession to put money on the table, being an Asian, right?
You are more like Lauryn Hill than you think, sir.
Oh yeah, very much more, less sassy, way less sassy, but just hurting on the inside
So you,
just as
you could
much.
up the sass.
No, you're about as sassy as Lauryn Hill.
To
Honestly.
you,
No.
to the general public, I'm fine. Yeah. Are you okay there? You having more gut issues?
No.
You can calm it down, sir.
Yeah.
You can comment.
I'm upset.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
I'm physically and visibly upset.
Well, you're allowed to be upset, but we don't have to experience it. So.
Well, you will. You're in the room with me.
But her mom comes to the performance.
Oh,
right
and
before
gets
she
prime
sings.
seating.
yes.
She gets the last ticket sold and is in like the second row right in the middle.
Makes it in time. She drives all the way down from San Francisco to Hollywood to watch her daughter perform against her own will. And Lauryn Hill sees that, and I know what that feels like, right?
Really?
It's just like, cause like I told you, I just relate with her. And piano guy has to play the intro to Joyful, Joyful 3 times.
Oh, that's a whole like 1 minute pause.
And it's
Like
just
I don't know
like-
how they didn't get points deducted for that.
See, that's where the building of anticipation was. It wasn't like we know that they won. They were like, no, we held the anticipation for that moment and we excluded it from the win.
Yeah. And the judges could have smiled a little bit. Honestly, they could have looked like they were having some fun, especially if they were going to give them the winning. Yeah,
No.
right. If these guys are going to win, can't the judges kind of enjoy it too?
You'll be surprised. There are some judges that are just this the entire time, and if they really like it, they'll go like, "Yeah, really good, really good." All right, that's 100 out of 100
Whoa.
with that kind of reaction because they're judges. They
Yeah.
can't be too transparent and obvious about who they're gonna give
It's
it
not
to.
But
American Idol.
I was going to say, have
Exactly.
you seen The Masked Singer? Because the judges on The Masked Singer, they go in.
Also, that's televised.
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 That's televised and rationalized, and you're coming down.
And they're celebrities, dude. Yeah, they're selling
Yeah.
their brand.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Ken Jeong. You're telling me Ken Jeong's gonna be like, oh, really good.
Well, he did walk off the set when Rudy Giuliani was there. Almost like Ken Jeong's not a producer and didn't know that he was going to be there.
This is a surprise to me.
Oh, shit. I fucking hate America.
I mean, we can get that. That's another podcast.
He always does this. It's always another podcast.
It's always.
Anything else you guys want to say about the movie before we do wrap things up?
I do want to say that in 2018, they started work on Sister Act 3.
And then
COVID happened, so they kind of had to shelve it, so we'll see if that ever does happen.
But 2018, they should have been able to get
to finish it. In
I mean,
time.
Maybe
they
if
didn't
they were
have
just
everybody
starting
behind.
to,
They
maybe they were
just-
just starting to write it.
Yeah, and
stuff.
so I would love to see Sister Act 3, but I want it to be Lauryn Hill as the teacher.
I want everything Lauryn Hill. She's just.
I hope she's doing all right. She has like 20 kids and she performs
What?
with them, but I hear she's a diva and that makes me a little sad. But she has
Really?
every right to be a diva because she is.
I thought that she was just
So
like,
good.
I'm sick of the toxic.
Same.
The toxic media and
It could
all
be
of,
that.
and the like the world of performance and all of that kind of stuff. And she's like, I'm gonna go be a mom and live my life.
Like Rick Moranis.
But those are I mean, it just depends on the article that you read, you know?
I guess so. Or maybe that just bled into like when she was sick and tired of performing, it kind of just came off that way
you
too.
get angry. You get sick
Also,
of
she was
people.
like into drugs for like a period of time,
Oh,
like a
was she?
large period of time. I think she had a
Cool.
bad drug habit, which
I
messed
mean,
with her
which
performance.
is understandable when
Yeah.
you know, in that world.
When you're that young and that talented,
Yeah,
you're,
she's. I think she probably started. I mean, to be fair, she probably was working before she was a legal adult. But I think this came out when she was in late teens, early 20s. She was like legally an adult.
She's no Aaliyah, is what we're saying.
What are you trying to say?
She
Aaliyah-
got married to R. Kelly when she was 14.
Aaliyah did?
Yeah.
To R. Kelly? Oh, damn.
Then
And
he-
rest in peace to her, yeah.
Then R. Kelly had that airplane crash.
What?
No, R. Kelly set that shit up, bro.
He what?
He set that shit up.
No, stop.
That's what you think?
He did another bad thing that we're
Conspiracy.
not going to talk about, but
Yeah.
sure.
I feel like you and I could just have our own like things that we are not saying on the other podcast. Like,
It's,
We're saying R. Kelly's a mastermind behind a lot of deaths. He killed JFK.
oh yeah, that I did hear.
the
is
R.
true.
Kelly conspiracy. Oh, yeah, because he was alive around the time. That makes sense.
Yeah, he was just a sperm.
Just sperm. He was like, we're just going to get rid of this president.
Yeah, but you know, like sperm, just like fetus is it's a person, so it can make decisions and it can do all the things. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Great. Fantastic. I give this movie an ICBTB Golden Buzzer. 5 out of 5.
Oh.
Incredible.
I mean, I don't think we get to vote when you use the golden buzzer. I think we just give it that title.
No, it gets to go to Hollywood.
Yeah, that's right. It's already there, pal.
Yeah, the movie's already there. Literally, the last scene is already in Hollywood.
I love
the
this movie.
theater that they performed at, right? Remember, we see it from the beginning with the lights.
Yeah, sure.
We were just across the street from that theater just a month ago.
Really?
And it is in shambles. It looks nothing like the original. It is
Dude,
dirty.
Whoopi Goldberg needs to go there and bring it back.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
has to bring a choir there and fundraise.
Well, Quentin Tarantino tried to save Hollywood Boulevard when he made Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But,
Oh, really?
yeah, no, that didn't. It doesn't make a difference with those crackheads.
Quick plot hole that I've noticed. Shouldn't Dolores have a shit ton of money from being a headliner in Vegas so that they didn't have to fundraise? She could have donated.
I was sort of thinking
Plot.
the
I
same
I mean, and if
thing.
she's so famous after the first one, how come no one recognizes her?
Exactly.
well, I mean,
None of these kids.
because the internet wasn't a thing.
Take the golden buzzer back.
True.
Internet wasn't a thing.
No, but she was on Time magazine.
So you think a 15-year-old was paying attention to Time magazine?
I think Mr. Crisp is.
Mr.
I don't know.
Yes, he
ignorant.
figured it out eventually.
He did. He did.
Yeah.
With his weird hand.
But I don't think
like 'em.
I don't think that those kids gave a shit about Time magazine.
No, they're doing their own thing.
Yeah.
They all they cared about was cold beans and collard greens.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you. Madison, what anything else? What do you rate this movie?
100% out of 100 zillion percent, 100 zillion percent. No, that didn't work, did it? No.
That was not
I
good
do
at all,
bad. I
then.
do bad. No, it's perfect and it's beautiful and I love it so much. And thank you so much for letting me come and like nerd out with you
Of
guys. I
course.
really appreciate it. I
This is a
love you. I love it
fantastic
so
movie.
much. It's so, yeah. I can't believe you like this is a movie
Yeah,
that you
I-
hadn't seen.
Yeah.
I can't believe that either.
This
is
was never introduced to me.
I'm glad that I was able to be the person to introduce it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that I watched both movies. And
Yeah, now I need to go back and watch the other one.
you don't really have to.
Yeah,
in
I really don't
comparison.
think we do.
I only had to do it just because it's my first time meeting all these characters.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
So
for
I felt
us
like-
too, for most of them.
Well, did you watched the first one though?
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying in the second one, most of these are new
Right.
characters.
Most
Almost
Yeah, you're
all
right.
of
Yeah,
them are new
most people
characters.
didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like Ace Ventura 2, where like almost nothing matters in the first one.
Oh shit. Maybe that's something we
And
could
you
do.
get the recap in the beginning of the second.
You
as
kind of
well.
do
I
actually.
did. It did take me a second to realize that it
realize.
was a recap of the first one. Where I was like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
Wait a minute," because she's singing like every black woman song that's ever made a song
Yeah.
ever,
Yeah.
and so that part I was fascinated by. And then I was like, "Oh, hang on a second, this is exactly what happened in the first one."
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Just with sexy men in little outfits.
I love it because she starts singing nothing you can do
can take me away from my God.
My God. Okay. That's
I love when the old ladies sing that one
Love
in the first one.
fantastic stuff. Maddie, thank you so much. Mad Dog, Cornbread, whatever you want to be slated as. This was a fantastic movie. You know so much about it. Thank you for all the quotes and references. Thank you for showing me this movie beyond it just being musical clips from YouTube. It means a lot. It's a special movie. I was watching this at my work gym yesterday on the TV, hooked it up to the HDMI, almost crying while lifting weights. Yes. It's
That's how you should
means that
exercise.
much. Just crying and emotional.
Just release.
Yeah. Singing is not a dead end for any parents out there that believe that you need a decent fucking education. Education's important, but let your kids sing.
And like extracurricular activities get you into college. What are you thinking?
Exactly. I agree.
You want a scholarship, or parents, do you want to pay the whole freaking thing? I don't think you do.
Yeah.
Honestly, that kid should be doing something like a little more obscure. A lot of kids sing. He should be doing something like playing the oboe or the harp or something like that. If they really
Which
want.
kid?
Any kid.
Not everybody sings like Lauryn Hill. That's
No,
all I have to
in
say.
fact, only one person does.
The fact that her mom did not realize, like, oh, that voice could take you. You're stupid.
She sounds like Lauryn Hill. Rita sounds a lot like Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I think we should. I think we should just take 1 second to just think about what our favorite song was in the whole movie, and just play that song in your head every time you feel sad.
It's just making me sadder because it's the Sparrow song.
Oh no! It was supposed to be a happy day.
No, he was great. He was really good. I'm upset that everyone had the reaction only when he hit the high note, because everything he did before that was still fantastic.
Well, that was
Yes.
a really high note, though.
Very impressive, but still.
But no, they got into the groove after Whoopi
Yeah.
sort of took control, and then they were like, okay, and we got it, and
After
we got
like
it.
in the middle of their song, they started doing warm ups, and it's like, oh, you guys didn't warm up before singing, huh? La, 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 la. If I was in the audience, I'd be like, they couldn't have done this shit behind.
Oh, they
like,
mashed it
Why don't they
together?
work this shit out before, huh? Why about you practice a little bit more?
Unprofessional.
Next.
To be fair, the standard was super low. Like nobody was
Yeah.
expecting anything,
That's true.
so doing a warm up would still have been like, great
Wow.
job, kids. You can practice.
This is organized.
I do see one other plot hole that I don't think it's that big of a deal, but
What?
all of the teachers, the fathers and the sisters, all abandoned their other classes to help this choir. But we see that there's a whole other group of kids in this school who I assume are just as bad as these music kids, if not worse, and they need help in other areas too.
Yeah.
But they just doubled down on this choir shit, and they're like, no, these 13 kids matter. Everyone else, we'll get to you later.
There's only one Whoopi Goldberg.
Well,
And she's basically the Gordon Ramsay for choirs.
they should have put her in a class that every kid has to take instead of just the music
She
class.
has a job to get back to in Vegas as a headliner. She is exhausted.
It's not
Actually-
sustainable. This isn't a sustainable mode.
Thinking of that, like even a music teacher has more than one class.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, you're right. What was she doing for the rest of the
yeah,
time?
what was she doing for the
Smoking,
rest
reading-
of the day?
Reading Variety.
She has to chill, right?
I don't know why.
Yeah, but I'm pretty
Because
sure.
like the math teacher was like, I don't want to do this anymore. You know what I mean?
He wants
Yeah.
to teach new math.
He's over here
New
painting his shit. They're all helping the music school.
Oh, they're all focusing
Yeah.
on the choir.
What about the kids in chess club?
I mean, maybe it was after hours they were doing extra stuff.
That's true.
I would hope so.
Because to be honest, that's what teachers
because
do.
the sex ed class can't go to Hollywood and go to a competition.
No, that sex ed class is going to learn a lot if they go to Hollywood.
Yeah, in Hollywood, they could definitely
yeah,
do a
you're
lot
right.
of stuff.
You're right. Okay. Before we
Boots
get deep
on the
in-
ground.
All right, let's wrap it up. I love you guys. This was awesome. Maddie, thank you very much once again. Alejandro, yes. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you. This was fantastic and very fun to talk about. Obviously, we had so much to say. I can see it from the audio waveforms already. This was great. Baddies, check it out. Sister Act 1 and Sister Act 2 Back in the Habit is streaming on Disney+. Maddie, if you want people to follow you on social media, or like if you want to plug something, is there anything you want to plug?
I am at what am I at? At the Teach Madison on pretty much all the things.
Nice.
On Twitter, which I don't really use, but on TikTok and on Instagram. And I am fighting against Universal TK because it's going to cripple the preschool system. So I'm kind of an activist for teachers and the fact that the government doesn't seem to be interested in listening to the people who actually work in the education system. They just want to make plans and make decisions for us. So follow me on Instagram and TikTok so that you can hear more of my rants on why the government should listen to teachers. I would really appreciate it.
Love it.
How about the government just listen? Just listen to us.
You are a
Just-
valued member in society. Just know
Thank
that.
you. Yeah.
Know that. And yeah, the government needs to step up.
Most badass teacher in history. Blackbeard was a teacher before he became a pirate. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
Wait a minute. There was one thing that I forgot. There
What's
was
up?
a line that like the principal was like my theory on teaching or my theory on education, and she like Whoopi sat down at the desk and she thought it was gonna be like a whole meeting.
I say this to all of the teachers that enroll here at the school.
Yeah. And he was like, discipline. And she was like, is that it? And you know what's interesting about that is that discipline, the origin of the word, is from disciple. And disciples were originally the teachers.
Whoa.
And so if you don't understand that, then it's just sort of like, oh, he thinks that we just need to punish, which is different than discipline.
That's a smart line. Oh
And-
my gosh.
Yeah. So yeah, punishment is different than discipline. Discipline is all about teaching, and it's important.
And that's what she did.
Caress with one hand, slap with the other. I get it.
Yes, it's all about distraction.
Hey, look over here. Look over here.
All right, y'all. Everyone say goodbye. Bye.
Hasta la vista.
Thank you.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.